have pointed earlier on they deserve. And of course we're hated by the IT department because whatever bad stuff is there, they have to fix. So more work for them again. So what you should know before buying, again, this is trivial, but you're not doing it. The application shall have, in fact, security problems. It will. I don't know how to say this, 100%. Don't go and think that it won't have, it will. Because they are complex, they're hard, and again, because programmers have no bloody clue anymore. But the best of the best is that the developers, the vendor will tell you it's normal. It's normal. SQL injection is normal. You know, of course, you talk to our database. That's the whole goal. And you go, right. They don't understand. So, and they will tell you it's normal and it's all your fault. Or they will tell you, oh yeah, but you know, the bank host was supposed to check and it's not checking. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Not my fault. That's all you will hear, you know. It's not their fault. So whose fault it is? Certainly not mine. Well, it's mine, but I don't care. I mean, I'm the one testing it. I'm not the one, in the end, I'm not the one running it. It's not me who's going to get the money stolen from my account, you know. I don't open accounts with bank I haven't secured in the past, so, you know, at least I know where my money is, you know. I know pretty much nobody will steal the money in the bank account I'm in now because, well, I secured it myself. At least I trust my own stuff. But wait, that's the best is later on. They'll make you pay for fixes because what they found is normal. What you want is, in fact, an enhancement. And guess what? Enhancement, you got to pay for it. So now, a security bug, which is not your fault in the first place. You purchased that software, you know, you paid $1 million for it. And now they tell you that this stuff that we found is normal, and they'll make you pay to fix it. That is extremely lovely, but that's just called take advantage of people, you know. And you laugh, but you're being taken advantage every single time, and they make you pay, and you know, and you just pay. And the best for the last is that they won't fix it. They know, even if you pay them to do it, and that's an announcement, you know, so you pay more and fix. It's in the contract, but it's not in the contract. No. Yeah, but they do because you're stupid enough to sign that contract. I'm coming to this later. Why you should put in your contract to not get screwed, basically. But right now, in the contract, exactly in the contract, you know, you never say that you don't want that. So, well, you know, it's there. It's a bonus feature, you know. So, but eventually, even if you want to get rid of that bonus feature, and that's an enhancement, and you'll pay for it, and they won't fix it properly. First, because they don't know how. We will teach them, you know, we're paid to teach them. If they just ask, we'll teach them, no problem. But they don't ask, they know better. They know better, but yet they're not fixing it properly because that's what they think, that they know better. And of course, because they have to fix it for yesterday, they don't have time to fix it. If you expect the guy to fix a major design flaw in 2 days, it's not going to do it, it's not going to work. Okay, and you've been warned. You really were warned. I'm tired of seeing all the single banks I do projects for getting screwed like this every single time because they don't know what, well, now they know. It will have problem. They will screw you saying that it's normal. You will have to pay, and even if you pay, it's not going to be fixed. Doesn't sound nice, but this is what's happening. It is really happening like this, unfortunately. So now, how do we pay attention to that? It's very simple, you'll say. It's common sense, but you're not doing it again. First, you pay attention to your security staff, your own security staff. It means not me, but the guys that you already pay, you know, those guys that work for you for so long, and you never pay attention to those guys. They know better. They know very well already. Security guys in banks know their stuff most of the time, if only you ask them. Implicate them more. You know, you already pay for them, might as well squeeze them. Implicate them when you buy an application. They will tell you right away, this is crap, this is good. Yeah, but that makes a big difference. You know, if you buy a crap application from start, then you know you're going to get crap in the end. Whereas if you buy a good application, in the end you might still get crap, but you know, at least you bought something good. So implicate them in the first place. Huh? Eventually, whether you buy a good web application or a bad one, there's going to be the flaws that I'll show you because of the statistics. I'll show you the statistics later. You'll see good or bad application, they still have those flaws. So to correlate with what Anthony was saying earlier, this is how you do it. You put extremely explicit security specification. Now you can't say it's normal anymore. Now you can't screw me. It's inside there, SQL injection. You fix. This is not normal. It's part of the contract. It was written in the contract that if there is any, you will fix it. So now there is one, you fix it faster. But be careful, this list is not exhaustive. This is not exhaustive. You don't quote me on this. I don't want to be responsible for that list. You make your own list. But you just show them who's the customer. You know, you're paying $1 million. They will develop it for you. You'll be the only one for who they develop it anyway, because of the amount of customization and all that. Might as well they do it properly. So put it in the specification. If you don't, they'll say, sorry, not my problem. It wasn't specified, so we need to do enhancements now. Are we clear on that? You're not doing it, but I hope now you will. Role of UAT. The UAT usually in banks are not done properly. They only care about those financial transactions. They check, which is good already. I mean, it would be a pity if the application doesn't transfer money properly in the first place. But if it does, you're still only halfway there, because the other half is, of course, security. Once your application works, you want to make sure nobody can steal money from you. Why don't you get your own security staff to do one first round of application assessment for your bank? Sounds trivial, but you're not doing it. Your security staff sit there and watch us do it, which is, you know, nice, but they could have done their own round earlier on, you know. They need not be as technical as we are, never mind, they will do the basic stuff first. Which, again, for me is good, because like this I don't have to do it, it's been done. It will be less boring for me, you know. And it will be very interesting for your security consultant on top of it. You know, they want the butter and the money for the butter, those vendors, you know. So if they want their money, which you should give them, I mean, why not? You need the application. Make sure you don't give it for nothing. First, you negotiate to get the source code. They won't want to give it to you. I tell you first, they will not give it to you. They will insist on their life that this is their IP, intellectual property, and whatnot. I always tell them, you know, how difficult it is to do a transfer from one account to another. Wow, this is extremely hard programming. There's about 10 lines of code to do that. Okay, you know, but on the other hand, you know what's so hard about those? Why is it $1 million? Why does it take 3 years to develop? It's because of the integration with the bank host. And this, well, I can't steal it. Can I? Every bank have a different integration. So even if I steal their intellectual property and I sell it to somebody else, nobody will want to buy it because, well, you know, it applies only to that particular company. So to all those vendors out there who don't want to give the source, don't want to give the source because intellectual property, I don't care. You cannot imagine how I could care less. If I want a good application, so it's better to caress us in the right direction than in the wrong direction, if you get what I mean. So in any case, if you are a bank, you want the source code simply because if that vendor dies, you don't have the source for the application anymore and you need to update it and whatnot, you won't be able to. So either you get the source directly or you get it under escrow. This is very important. Make sure the guy is liable for fixing bugs. There is no such thing as no liabilities. It's only an end user license agreement of Microsoft that is like this. The rest is not like that. Microsoft and others, sorry for the rest. There is all the end user products are not liable. It's not only Microsoft. PDF, all those guys, not liable. I write shit, but I'm not liable. But you still must pay me, otherwise it's pirating, you know. So no, if we pay, you are liable. You are liable for whatever you do. So especially when you sell $1 million, you know, Windows is cheap these days, and although they are not liable, they fix it. Some guys don't. Some guys are not liable, and they look at you and they say, sorry, I'm not fixing it. So those guys are one of those vendors. They're not liable for fixing bugs, they won't. So you make them liable and they will. And the best of the best is usually, you know, we come and do recheck. Once we found problem, we'll have to recheck it to make sure it's been fixed properly, and then we stamp it. Goes to the monetary authority, and then you're allowed to go live with your bank application. So the problem, like I said, they won't fix it properly because they don't care. They're not paying it. You're paying them for each and every enhancement, you know. For every fix, you pay them. And for every fix, we come back and check if it's been fixed. So they don't care. They anyhow fix. Fix a bit here, fix a bit there. Anyway, the security consultant is an idiot. He won't see. I just encoded the stuff. Yeah, right. We don't see it, you know. We come with a hammer your face, and then you go back. We don't sign until it's fixed. So basically, the bank is in the middle. The bank pay because those guys on the left don't care. So that is stupid. Why would you have to pay more because the guy on the left down there don't care? You force him to pay the second round. You will see. We did this once in a bank. We were tired after the 5th round, you know, after the 5 times testing the same application and still haven't fixed. The bank guy just banged on the table and said to the vendor, okay, next round you pay, right? Is that so? And the guy said, how much is it? Then we tell the price. He said, okay, I'm paying. I tell you, we were expecting another 5 rounds, you know, but after that guy paid for our round of testing, everything was clean. Finally, they fixed it. All of a sudden, it's magic. When you pay for it, you know, things get done. So remember, make sure that the vendor is liable for third-party testing in case of a retest. And you will see, it will be magic. The guy will fix it properly. He'll be so scared to pay and pay and pay, you know. Otherwise, it's unfair. Otherwise, it's always the bank who pay, you know. Don't be a sucker. Just don't be a sucker. Right now, all of you are. All of you. Every single one of you. I mean, banks are there. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to help with that, dog. I'm trying to teach you don't be a sucker. And now I'll show you why I say all this is real. Is because on those 17 last bank applications I've done with my previous team and so on, these are the statistics that we found, and those are real life statistics. Since we make a report with tables and whatnot, it's easy. I mean, it's easy. It's painful, but I did it just to show you that I'm not just lying and throwing numbers just like this. I'll show you numbers to show you just how stupid people are. I mean, developers are. So the percentage of internet banking application from which we stole money, all of them, absolutely all of them, on 17 applications. Application from which we stole personal or financial information, and remember, no matter what country you're in, privacy is safeguarded in every country that I know of. Even if it's not a requirement of your monetary authority, it is still a requirement of your country. 100%. So your application go against the law. If I can take Anthony information, he will sue your bank, you will lose. Whether the monetary authority of Malaysia or Singapore or whatever allow it or not. So you see, all the applications are at least vulnerable to those two flaws. 100% of them, out of 17 applications in a row. So I'm not bullshitting, I'm really not. So now the breakdown. As you can see, 26 is mostly the rest. We look horizontally, that's 25% for system information disclosure. This is all the information that we can see when we mess around with your system. We'll find out what web server you're running and all that. This is not a hack, but this make our job way, way, way faster with all those information that we find. Loss of confidentiality, this is when I read your credit card info and whatnot. There's 11% of this, of those flows. Remember, 11% of those flows, but spread on each and every application. Remember, 100% of them are vulnerable to this. Session related, like I said, you spend all your money on the session, making it damn hard and whatnot, and yet we have 11% of those session stuff that are crap. So even if you spend so much money on it, it's still not good, even though it was in the good section in the beginning of my talk. Cross-site scripting is the same, although it should never happen. We have a bit of it, 9%. Stolen money, again, 9%. But again, there is at least one such flow in every application. So it's not because the percentage is low that you're not at risk. You are at risk. It will be there. There won't be many of them per application, in other words, but it will be there. And denial of service and SQL injection. See, so we have 3% of complete morons out there in developers, 3% of SQL injection. Cryptography, very few mistakes because people don't use it. As simple as this. Why should they use it? You know? Because they already don't understand the difference between encoding and encryption. Don't expect them to use encryption. You know? By the way, for developers out there, don't ever write your own encryption algorithm. Just don't. Unless you're a doctor of mathematics from some famous university. Otherwise, just don't. You will shoot yourself in the foot. You will. I might not find it. I'm not good in math, but you'll definitely shoot yourself in the foot. So, out of 17 application assessments, total number of vulnerability found, 275. So, it means we're very busy. I hate writing report. I just hate it like everybody else. But you know, this is what you pay for. So we have to do it properly. And the more vulnerability there is in an application, and the more I hate the vendor for it because my report is bigger. Okay? So please, vendors out there, make your application more secure, make my job a lot easier. Beta quality scripts are all those scripts that don't compile, that spits error messages that are anyhow written. So totally, on a total, we found about 229, which were totally beta crap, in other words. Unnecessary fine, that's even better. These are files that have nothing to do on your server at all. like a zip file, like a photo of your holidays, everything.